All right, this is Michael Slosser, founder and CEO of Develapp. I'm going to take a couple minutes here to explain the publishing process and the publishing page. So when you first go to this page, you're going to see, it's a little bit of instructions. You're going to see a video, and then you're going to see a bar. It's not going to say upgrade, downgrade. It's going to say activate. You're going to select that activate bar, and that will actually take you through the process of activating a Develapp subscription for either an Android app, Apple app, or both. Anyway, so you'll go through all that process. Once you finish that process, then you can upgrade, downgrade between the two if you don't want one or that type of stuff, but it will then start to collect the information that we need to assist you in publishing the app. So again, we do all the publishing. We do require you guys have to get your own developer credentials, and we can help with that. But as far as all the tug and pull of putting the app together and putting it in the store and screenshots and everything that goes along with it, we've got trained people to do that, so it makes it very, very easy and time efficient for you. So anywhere where we think there should be instructions, we put them in here. Some of these fields below are required, some of them are not. So you got to do the required ones to be able to continue forward. So we'll need a company name of the app, so who the app's for, the country. You can select whatever country you want. The whole lists are there. City or town, state or province. And then app information promotional text. So this is the text that's in the Play Store and the Apple Store. Right underneath the app, you'll have like a little short description about what it is. That's where we're going to control that. And then you have a much larger area that's like 4,000 characters that allows you to have a full description of what it is, if you want to really talk about the app. Again, these are all things we're collecting so that we can actually put those into the App Store. So don't think that when you hit publish below that these are going directly to the App Store. They're going to us to review first. Then you have keywords. This is words you'd want to put in there to help the algorithms pick up your app so it's easy to find. Those algorithms do take sometimes weeks to really start working, so don't be disappointed if you have to circulate the app for the first couple of weeks by an actual share link before everything picks up and it actually shows up in the searches. Every app must have a category as well. There is tons of categories, as you can see here. So all these categories, we just try and get you to the right place of what the app is, because the app is approved or denied based upon these categories and what is allowed in these categories. So select it to the best of your ability. When we review it, when the app publishers review it, if we feel that something should be adjusted because we think it's going to get rejected by Apple or by Google, then we let you know. The other aspect is you have to pick how many countries or territories you want to have your app in. These are, there's tons. So there is an easy button to be able to click publish to all. But if you only want this to be in a specific country, then you can lock it down so it's only available in that country. Next is when we were talking about in the settings tab in the initial overview video, once this app is live in the store, who is going to be controlling the app? So if you're building this app for XYZ Inc., then who at XYZ Inc. is going to be the admin, so that they can log in and they can create their push notifications, their ad bar stuff, their groups, all that stuff. We need their email, and we'll put their email in here. So what happens is after the app is live, then we send the system sends instructions to that email address to register to be the admin. Now notice in here that everything that's going to your customer is from a domain we own called myappsettings.com. So nothing is ever going to go to your customer from Develapp, so that you don't have to worry about it. It's all white labeled, but they will end up getting emails from there if they have to reset their password. Again, it's all going to be coming from My App Settings. So we'll have to put that in there. And then the next part is that the app automatically comes with what's called a welcome message. So when someone installs the app for the first time, they open it up for the first time, the box is going to pop up, will you allow notifications from this app? You hit yes. Shortly after that, a message is going to come through, and you're going to have a title, and then you're going to have a body of the message. So this is something that can be custom tailored. Typically what I like to tell people to do is thank someone for installing it, and then maybe go into some detail about how to really use the app. Navigate them towards that create account page so that you can get them to register, so that you have more control over singling them out, or putting them into a private group that you really feel they're going to benefit from. But anyways, at the end of the day, this message can be updated as frequently as you want, but it has to be updated from within this Publish tab. And when you change it, you just click Update Welcome Message, and it will patch all that in the back end so that the next time someone installs the app, they'll get that message. So it's just kind of a really cool auto thank you, which is a nice personal touch when somebody goes and installs the app. Next, I selected this one. I selected just an Android build, so you're only going to see Android ID and password required. This is the developer account. So one thing that I would always recommend is when you're going to be building apps, and I know a lot of you will go get developer credentials, and then you'll put all of your customers underneath those. And to an extent, that's fine. Apple is more strict on that, so you may run into problems if, once you get 20, 30, 40 apps under one ID, they might start, giving you pain on that and requiring you to get another developer account. Google doesn't really seem to care, but, they can change the rules at any point in time. Just always beware. So anyway, so I always tell people to create one that's not attached to their personal iTunes account or their personal Google account, because we have to have the username, which is your email, and we've got to have your password to be able to actually upload the APK, the binary file or the IPA, into that account to be able to publish it. So anyway, so that if you don't have these, that's fine. You can leave it blank, and we will work with you and walk you through the process of being able to do that. Next, you have the app icon, and if you've already uploaded a suitable one over in settings, you shouldn't have to upload it here, but if for whatever reason the system decides it wants another one, it will ask you to choose a file and go through and load one in. They need to be 1024 by 1024, and I would recommend, again, at least 300 DPI so that they're nice and crisp. The other aspect is Android requires a notification icon. Same thing, it needs to be a 1024 by 1024, but it needs to be on a transparent background, not a white background. So, case in point, we have an app icon that's, got a grayish background with a gradient on it and all that, whereas this notification icon is going to just be literally our D with no background. So, and that's going to show up. So when you push notifications out on Android, that's the icon that shows up in the notification tray and all that kind of stuff. So you'll need to, go ahead and upload those as well. If you already have a Firebase account, and Firebase is required for Google Push, if you do not have one, we can handle that for you. That's not a big deal. But if you do, sometimes you want to use it, then you'll know what to put here. That's an API project number. If you don't have it, again, don't worry. We've got you covered on that as well. So this, once you get down to the bottom and you can save, your changes as you've inputted all this stuff that's required, and like I said, a lot of these are not required. Then you simply select Publish App. And what that does at that point is that changes the status of your demo app into an actual status level, and then that allows our Develapp publishing team to grab it and immediately start communicating with you and collecting everything else that we may need, developer credentials, all that stuff, so that we can get everything prepared and sent off and get it live as soon as possible. So it's just kind of, this is a collection form to get the process going, and pretty simple. The other thing you'll notice that after you activate your app subscription, in the support tab, you're going to see this show up at the top of your support center. So before, you just had from here down. So it's important that this is where your status is going to be. So it starts in review, and that's when you are actually preparing it to publish. When you select the publish app on the publish page, it's going to go to submitted, and that's where we start working on it. And then when we get everything from you and we know we have everything, then we will publish it to the store, and that'll be publishing. There will be a resolution, potentially, not so much on Google, but on Apple. Sometimes they get picky and they throw it in what's called resolution. And that just basically means that they're asking us questions about it. We may come back to you to ask you some questions about it. And, normally perseverance always pays off and your app gets into Apple. Sometimes it just takes time. And then once it's live and everything's good to go and you're done, it will be active. So you can always check back here and know what stage your app is in publishing, so that you don't have to, you can kind of watch it go through this. The other thing that we have is we have store status. And this is something that we put into the platform that, really to kind of protect all the partners. So we have offline and online status. Online means that everything's okay. And, if your app is published and it's live in the store, it's going to be online. What's going to trigger it to be offline is when either your subscription payment method fails multiple times, then it will go offline. Or if you contact us through support and say, hey, my customer didn't pay me this month, can you please take his app offline so that I can go collect payment, because I don't want to pay my customer's bill. I mean, I'm paying the subscription, but he's not paying me. So in that case, when an app is offline, what that basically means is that when every one of these apps goes to open, it checks for permission to open. So if this goes to offline, it's literally going to show a page in the app that says, please contact your system administrator and verify your billing information. So ultimately, at the end of the day, it's just that mechanism that we can shut everything down so the app isn't usable by anybody anywhere in the world if people aren't paying. So we did that so that you guys could have a really good opportunity to, not spend time in work and then, your customer slow pays you or whatever. You have full control to be able to let us know what needs to happen to the app, whether it's online or offline. So anyway, so that's a little kind of history on how to do the publishing process. And, publishing can take anywhere from a couple weeks to a month. It really just depends on how much, especially with, months so more towards on the Apple side. Google's normally pretty quickly, as long as we have everything that we need from you and we get stuff from you in a timely fashion, then it can be actually very, very quick. So anyways, that's publishing in a nutshell. So we're here for you the whole way, and you can always, again, the support center is the best way to contact us. It's dialed right into our publishing center, and you can get someone pretty quickly on that. So anyways, have fun with it, and we'll be back with more videos.